Welcome to Trip Ideas by Otimo AI. Imagine arriving in a village where the road simply stops. Beyond it, there is water. Narrow canals slip quietly between gardens and old farmhouses. Small wooden boats drift beneath arched bridges, reeds bend with the breeze, and the loudest sound may be the soft knock of water against a hull. This is Giethoorn, deep in the Dutch countryside. It is often called the Venice of the Netherlands, but that comparison only tells part of the story. Venice is grand, busy, and built for spectacle. Giethoorn is gentler, smaller, more like a place imagined on the page of a fairy tale, then somehow left untouched for centuries. Here, many journeys happen by boat. The village has no roads running through its historic heart. Instead, canals lead past homes, with steep thatched roofs, neat lawns, flowering gardens, and windows softened by lace curtains. Footpaths and bridges connect the banks, while the water carries people through the landscape at a pace that feels almost forgotten. Giethoorn is not a destination to rush. It is a place to notice reflections, to watch a swan glide through still water, to pause as morning mist lifts from a canal and reveals another bridge ahead, and to remember that sometimes the most extraordinary travel experiences are the quietest ones. Giethoorn has been shaped by water for centuries. Around 700 years ago, monks worked this landscape of peat bogs. Their digging left behind waterways, and over time, those channels became part of the village itself. What began as a practical landscape gradually became something remarkably beautiful, a maze of canals threading through the countryside. The first impression can feel almost unreal. Farmhouses sit close to the water, their roofs thick with thatch and sometimes softened by moss. Gardens spill toward the canal edge. Hydrangeas brighten the green in season. Stone and wooden bridges arch across the water at regular intervals, their curves repeated perfectly in the reflections below. There is no need to search for a single dramatic landmark here. Giethoorn's magic lies in the accumulation of small scenes: a boat tied outside a cottage, a swan moving past a window, a patch of wind-rippled reeds beside a stretch of water so still it looks like glass. Every turn seems arranged for a painting, yet it is simply village life unfolding on its own quiet terms. The best way to understand Giethoorn is from the water. Board one of the village's whisper boats, the small electric vessels named for the near silence of their engines. The experience is very different from moving through a city by car. You do not hurry past the landscape. You become part of it. As the boat glides forward, the canal narrows. A bridge approaches. You pass beneath it slowly, close enough to see the texture of weathered wood or old stone overhead. On either side, gardens and lawns appear almost level with the water. Then the canal opens again, revealing another farmhouse, another curve, another glimpse of reeds lifting in the wind. The canals connect with the broad waters of Bjørlakerweide Lake, where the sense of space changes. In the village, the waterways feel intimate, framed by homes and bridges. Out on the lake, the horizon opens wider. Water, sky, and reed beds meet in a quieter countryside view. It is a reminder that Giethoorn is not merely a picturesque collection of houses. It belongs to a landscape made by water and shaped by the people who learned to live alongside it. Along Binnenpad, the village's central footpath, the historic farmhouses offer a close look at the character of the place. These are not grand palaces or formal monuments. Their beauty is in their humility: thatched roofs, deep green gardens, small bridges, and the evidence of generations who once moved goods through the village by boat. For a deeper sense of that history, Museum Giethoorn, known as Oldemart Oos, looks into the village's peat-digging past inside a preserved farmhouse. It adds a useful layer to all that beauty outside. The canals are not decorative inventions. They came from work, from the extraction of peat, from the effort of making a life in wet ground. Knowing that makes the village feel richer. The dreamlike setting has real roots beneath it. Timing changes the mood of Giethoorn completely. In spring, cottage gardens come alive. Tulips bring flashes of colour, and cherry blossoms can reflect in the canals from April into May. The air feels fresh, the greenery new, and every garden seems to be waking at once. Summer brings the warmest weather for time on the water. It is a wonderful season for drifting through the canals, especially when the sun catches the surface of the water and turns it silver. But it is also the season when more day trippers arrive. particularly on weekends. If you can, seek out quieter moments at the beginning or end of the day. Early morning may be Giethoorn at its most ethereal. The village is still. Mist clings low over the water. The first light reaches the thatched roofs and reed beds. A boat moving through the canal leaves a gentle trail behind it, then disappears around a bend. For a little while it can feel as though the whole place belongs only to birds, swans, and the soft movement of water. Autumn brings another kind of enchantment. Morning fog returns, but now the banks are touched with gold. Leaves fall onto the canal surface like scattered confetti. The light is lower and warmer. The village feels more hushed, and the reflections deepen in colour. Winter asks more of you, but it offers a crystalline atmosphere in return. Frost can transform the landscape. Roofs, bridges, and reeds take on a pale, sparkling edge. The water and sky seem quieter still. Giethoorn does not lose its charm in cold weather. It becomes more delicate, more dreamlike, as if the village has been held beneath a glass dome. Whatever season you choose, give yourself permission to move slowly. This is not a place that rewards checking off sights. It rewards lingering. Let a canal lead you around a bend. Stop on a bridge and watch the water below. Notice how the old houses sit within their gardens. Listen for the faint sound of a punt pole pushing through the canal. In a world built around speed, Giethoorn offers the rare pleasure of travelling at the pace of water. It asks nothing more complicated than your attention, and in return, it gives you a landscape so perfectly peaceful that it can feel for a moment like stepping outside ordinary time. Giethoorn is worth visiting because it offers more than a beautiful photograph. It offers a different rhythm. The canals, bridges, gardens, and thatched roofs are undeniably lovely. But the deeper pleasure is what happens when you slow down enough to receive them. A silent boat becomes your way through the village. The water becomes your street. A simple turn in the canal becomes a small discovery. Come in spring for blooming gardens and bright new colour. Choose summer for warm days on the water, while remembering that weekends can be busier. Seek out autumn for mist and golden leaves, or embrace winter when frost gives the village the fragile glow of a snow globe. Whenever you arrive, make space for an early morning if you can. Let the mist sit on the canal. Let the first boats move quietly through the village. Let the reflections settle before the day gathers pace. Giethoorn reminds us that wonder does not always announce itself. Sometimes it waits in the hush between bridge and boat, in the soft ripple behind a swan, and in a village where water carries you gently toward the next impossible view. For more trip ideas like this one, visit our blog at ottimo.ai. See you on the next journey.
Optimo AI. Better trips, better life.